So here we are again at the Detroit Motor City Show, day number 2. I have been blessed to get to engage with so many amazing people, and not just directly in the tattoo industry, but things are peripheral. Although it does stem from tattooing, you understand what I mean in a minute. But I've had the opportunity to sit down with two amazing people who are an amazing power couple. I'm sitting here with Kara Gutierrez and Arian Culp, both right now doing a lot in the permanent cosmetic realm, but born out of the tattoo industry. And I don't want to butcher the origin story because I know it's important that it's stated correctly for you, Kara. So I want to start off by letting you introduce yourself a little bit more. Where you from? How you got to where you are today? And we'll kind of build in from there.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, thank you so much for asking us to be here. And it's important to be actually recognized for that because we are honestly just having fun and doing what we feel is right. Well, I've been a traditional tattooer now for 12 years. And then I got into the permanent makeup industry. People were asking me to do it. And so I was getting made fun of for doing it. I'm like, well, let's have fun. And then I got really good at it. I learned what healed results meant. And that's where my kind of history of tattooing started off.
Very cool. Yeah, no. So
It was a street shop, started off originally. Yeah. Awesome.
That's cool.
And
well, like you said, yeah, you start off in street shops. You were kind of evolving into the PMUs. We talked about it's like an evolution, and then like what are you specializing like now? Like what is making it fun for you? What are you passionate about?
right.
That obviously migrated into this
Yeah.
handsome gentleman next to you.
Yes. Really more so what is right and facts versus a bunch of just misinformation. Because in the tattooing industry, it's not a lot of, formal education at all. Learn, do it. So I just needed to know a lot more of a why. And then when I met him, which is an awesome story, I just was like, listen, these are medical questions that I'm not understanding. Can you answer them? And with 12 years as a medical doctor, he helped me a lot. And then I focused on healed results. It kind of went viral in 2019. The woman with the 4 eyebrows, she got tattooed on. Just Google it. It's an issue.
4 eyebrows, huh?
And then I started fixing permanent makeup, color shifting, tattoo removal with a lift saline solution. So I lightened up brows and then went all over Inside Edition, Today's Show, Good Morning America, like all of did all the things. Kind of just, and then I had down for a little while because I just really focused on my healed results, my own shop, and be able to prove it.
Yeah.
Not just talk about it.
Okay.
That's my passion.
Well, you mentioned something I'm really excited about. You said there was an awesome story how you met Arian.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Well, I had just moved to where we live at, Kansas City. We'll say Kansas City. I just moved there, and it's been 4 months. My business was doing well. I was traveling back and forth, tattooing Louisiana, tattoo conventions. And I'm like, I'm doing well. I'm thriving. And I needed to find someone. So I went on the internet because that's where you can go. And I found him on the bumble.com, thought he was fake. I'm like, you are not real. So I was at the time, I was working at a street shop.
Yeah.
Mostly like Chicano. You walk in the door like, why are you here?
Orale.
Yeah, all that. It's awesome. And I'm like, okay. So he finally ended up meeting all of them, and they didn't scare him off. We were actually, he made lots of friends. That's cool. It's great. Even got his, tattoo. So I threw him in to the tattoo world, and he just never backed down. And he loves supporting me. It's like, it's so much fun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So it's kind of how I met him.
Well, so that's awesome. Now, we got your perspective on it, Kara. Arian, what is your take on the experience, how you connected, and how are you supporting her today?
So, yeah, the way that we met was interesting. It was one of those stories about, it was kind of meant to be the way that it worked out because I was busy in medical school and, focused on my studies, and she was focused on building her business. And so we were both very busy. We both understood each other. And she supported me just as much as I supported her back in that time. And now the way that I like to support her now is coming to these conventions, you know, being her booth bay, as she calls me, you know, helping her set up, take down, you know, talking to customers and whatnot. But,
That's cool.
you know, I'm her biggest cheerleader.
Yeah.
So, you know, I brag about her all the time, you know, at my work with my friends.
Cool.
And I enjoy teaching with her. Yeah, I think, you know, you asked how I support her. You
Yep.
know, I think she supports me more than I support her, but
Mm.
I'm her biggest fan by far.
That's
And
cool.
I really enjoy seeing what she does because she changes people's lives in
Yeah.
this industry, you know,
Yeah.
whether it be, you know, simple body art versus areola restoration tattoos for
Yeah.
breast cancer survivors. You
Yeah.
know, that's she really has made an impact in this industry, and I'm just proud to be here, you know, witnessing it, being part of it, and cheering her on the whole way.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You said her biggest cheerleader, and I could just imagine you like, throw her high up in the air like one of the male cheerleaders, But no, no, I mean seriously, MJ, that's amazing to be able to have a medical doctor, of course, as your spouse, but also right there be like, oh, you want that direct answer? Tell him, doctor. Like, so you're obviously there to help educate a lot of people about the tattoo industry and things from, like you said, from general tattoos, aerial restoration, all through PMU. And before we got started, you were talking about your educating people on, you've got your own system, your own class. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, that's a great question. So one of the things, or one of the areas that I saw, actually we both saw in the industry where I could make myself needed, is I got online with Kara, looking at a lot of the social media posts. Uh, some, you know, when tattooers, lots of times when they have questions, unsure about whether or not it's safe to tattoo a client, they go to the internet, they go to
Yep.
social media for these
Yeah.
questions. And what I had noticed is that there was a lot of really bad information being given on social media, some very unsafe recommendations that I noticed right off the bat. And so where I saw myself to where I could be, you know, make an impact in this industry and be of importance is I I like to bring my medical knowledge to the table and help educate tattooers on safe practices
Yeah.
in tattooing when it comes to the medical aspect.
Yeah.
So Kara and we have kind of teamed up together.
Yeah, I had to collab. I'm like, listen, you're not a tattooer. There's certain rules in our culture and respect and different things that I want him as my man to be respected as such. He hangs my moon and stars. He's my man. So at the end of the day, I need him to be in my life every day. It would be awesome to have him come around, but also not being like he doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
No, he
That's
respects it.
important.
I've educated him, vice versa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And so we teamed up, you know, with her expertise in tattooing and permanent cosmetics and my medical expertise. We felt like we could team up and make an impact in this industry. And so we developed a course called AMIT, stands for Application of Medicine and Tattooing.
Nice.
And it is basically a course that I teach all of Kara's students and teach honestly anybody who would want to learn as well, is safety in tattooing from the medical aspect. You know, I talk about certain reasons why, certain reasons why tattooing a client is not appropriate, and sometimes when you need to turn down a client when it comes to medical safety issues.
Okay.
I talk about certain skin conditions that people can come across in their business or their practice, not just rare things that we could potentially come across in everyday lives, that in our everyday lives, and then ways that you know, we can keep the industry safer and not cause more harm than good, because as a physician, that's my main goal, is to, you know, do no harm. So I feel like it's my obligation to kind of step in and help the industry out in this sense, and be there for people who have questions.
I love what you're trying to do, and then how Kara came and interjected, like, but I make sure he knows about tattooing. He's my man, because you're right. When we have medical professionals or outside industry saying like, well, this is how you should do your job, and you tell that to tattooers, we're like, whatever, kick bricks. But it's amazing that you guys are able to kind of team up and create an active conversation between the medical industry, in probably spoken in tattooer, right? So we're like, okay, I get it. Yeah, I've seen that on someone's skin
Well, how
before.
are they going to respect his actual genuine like education and knowledge to help if they don't respect him, you know, and
Yeah.
he doesn't show the respect too.
Yeah, and I can honestly say, being a physician, um, what is known in the healthcare industry, what is known about tattooing and tattoo artists, it is not it's not something that's well known by physicians and
Yeah.
healthcare providers.
Yeah.
Um, it is a very unique industry, tattooing and permanent cosmetics,
Definitely.
and not every physician is going to really understand what's going on with tattooing, with placing ink into the skin and how that heals. There's a lot of misinformation that comes from physicians regarding
Yeah.
tattooing. So
Yeah.
as tattooers, they don't not lots of times not necessarily understand everything about the medical aspect. It goes the other way too.
Yes.
Physicians don't always understand the aspect from the tattooer standpoint, and
100%.
are not knowledgeable in that sense. So with her expertise in mind, we feel like we can make a team and bring some really good helpful information and safety tips to the industry.
Cool.
We're trying. We're open to anything, you
Yeah.
know.
I mean, just to get a little nugget of value, like what is something that just like what would be a cool, I don't know, a teaser or something you'd share? Like what's something you're noticing that's going on that you're sharing with them, and then you're like dispelling or being able to give some helpful tips to an artist with? Just anything that comes to mind, or
Anything you want to?
Oh no, go right
Okay.
ahead, babe.
Well,
You
the
talk.
the first thing that comes to my mind that's actually quite a big deal that not many tattoo artists understand, um, pregnant patients or clients.
yeah, that's a question we get all the time.
So there's a lot of debate in the
Yep.
industry whether or not it's appropriate to tattoo a woman who is pregnant or who is breastfeeding.
Yes.
And one thing that I just want to throw out there, no matter what the explanation is, no matter what waivers that anybody signs, it's never appropriate to tattoo a pregnant patient
Yeah.
or a patient who is breastfeeding. So it's a big safety issue.
Yeah.
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 I want to keep that soundbite and play that for all my clients that ask, because they'll say ask, and I'll be like, no, I'm not. I haven't. Even though I don't have the exact medical reasoning, and you probably do, I just something I don't want to take a risk with. But having that is coming from a medical doctor, I think it's invaluable. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And this is something that a lot of people in the tattoo industry may come across as very knowledgeable on the topic. They may explain, oh, the ink is, the particle size is this, that. There's no way that that's crossing over to the child, whatnot. It has nothing to do with that. Okay, the risk lies with infection.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is the big risk, and I just want to throw that out there to dispel any myths. It has nothing to do with the ink.
Yeah.
It's the risk of infection that can be given to the child.
And that's coming from a medical professional. Cool. Yeah, right. Mic drop. Oh, that's so cool. Thank you very much for sharing that.
Absolutely, you're welcome.
That was important, and I'm sure that would be a piece of the course that you're teaching. And so with the course, and you guys are right now, enjoying being out here in Detroit. What do you guys got coming up? Like, what's some cool events, or what's on the horizon right now?
Well, right now, let's see. I'm going to be hosting a seminar at the Villain Arts Tattoo Convention.
All right.
And
Where at?
I'll be doing eyeliner. And, being a traditional tattooer, I can talk the talk, walk the walk, and let everyone know that they're interested, either themselves or someone else, if they want to learn how to do permanent makeup.
Sure.
It's a good entry in it, and I will overshare so much. I love that.
Which Villain Art Show?
Kansas City.
Kansas City.
And it's
Cool.
going to be May 20 something. Yes.
I'm sure there's
That's the big event coming up.
yeah
Yeah, that I can think of.
Villain Arts, there's one every weekend in some part of the world. So no,
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a list. But yes, the next upcoming Villain Arts in Kansas City, very cool.
Yeah, and he'll be right there with me to help. What I
Yeah.
love about him, just to add to what he does, is he is the king. I've never had a witness asked him a question that he just can't answer and come up with, even if it's an answer like, I'll get back to you on that.
Yeah.
That's what I love about having him in all of my classes and places, because he can handle it.
Yeah,
I like that.
that's amazing. That's very cool.
Anyways, yeah.
So, well, I know that you got to get to tattooing, and then you got to get over there to answer any questions that may be coming your way. So, you know what so if somebody's interested, of course they can go to the Villain Arts website and look at the next Kansas City show. Potentially there's information about your eyeliner course, your medical course. Where would we find more information about that?
Yeah. Oh, also, I'm teaching areola restoration
Oh,
tattooing April 6th. I teach permanent makeup and restoration tattooing. So
oh, very
I
cool.
do a lot of fun stuff.
Are you doing April 6th at the Villains Art show?
I'm doing it in Kansas City, and it's April 6th through the 9th.
Okay.
And it's in person, models. We go to the hospital. He
Oh,
teaches as
wow.
well.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're always doing classes and stuff like that.
Where would we find this information?
Right. So you can go online inthespot.ink, or you could email me at info@inthespot.ink.
Okay.
My
Oh,
Instagram handle, I guess I could say Kara Spot on Beauty.
yep. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. And we'll definitely grab those spellings from you. We'll probably put it on the
Yeah.
video or in the caption so people can find it too. So, well, is there any final thoughts? Or, I mean, I know what you guys do in the industry. You know, being an amazing couple. What else is coming up in the anything you guys want to leave
Well,
us on?
no, I was just gonna leave it when we talked earlier about how tattooing just respect all around as far as the permanent makeup and traditional and paramedical, even the SMP, all of that. It's just we're all the same hustle, same grind.
Yep.
It's different cultures, but like any other culture, we all respect others. So I'm
Yeah.
just happy to be here.
Yeah. No.
That's
No.
it. That's all I gotta say.
No. I think you're bridging tons of gaps. You know,
That's all I gotta say. I'm
being
happy.
able to come from the traditional tattooing, bringing in, aerial restoration and PMU
Yeah.
is such a healing
Passion.
craft. But then you're also grabbing, medical industry and pulling it in here too. So again, you're just building bridges, and that's really what we need in the industry today.
Yes.
And in all industries really. But it's really cool to see that you guys are two active participants in bridging gaps,
Thank you.
educating people, which is going to dispel incorrect information. It's going to help people, right? Being able to even that nugget of information,
It'll
making
be
sure.
ink correct.
Yeah.
Trademark that.
Okay. But also being able to, safeguard any pregnant women. Being able to again help tattoo artists feel more confident to get into, say, aerial restoration, because we're probably, when it comes to artistic abilities, probably the most equipped to do the best looking jobs for mastectomy suffering patients. So again, I from the tattoo industry, thank you guys for what you're doing.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. I don't want to keep you guys for anymore. I know you got a busy weekend, so we're gonna throw out all the different information. Which camera am I looking at right now? Okay, I'll look at this one right now. So definitely, take a look at the caption or the spelling here for the website, the Instagram handle. Check out the Villain Art Show. Definitely, I mean, I'm very interested even checking out Arian's course about medicine and tattooing. It's amazing to meet individuals like this because you may not know who they were. But now we've kind of introduced you to some people who are going to be able to probably pave the way for you in the future. When you notice that there's better educated clients and tattoo artists and practitioners and medical practitioners in the world, it's people like this who are contributing to that. So, nothing is permanent, you all. But we are in a realm where we put quote unquote permanent artwork on temporary bodies, and our tattoos and our legacies will outlive our bodies. And it's thanks to sitting down and finding time with people like this that I think it's all possible. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
All right. We'll see you next time.